Okay, this is second question of quiz 8. Okay, again use addition and subtraction formula. So if you see this time we are going to use what is tan of A plus tan of B divided by 1 minus tan A, and tan B is, this is tan of A plus B. That's it. So all you do is, you want to make sure, so the first step is, so this is A, so this is A, okay, and the B is, this is B, correct? So the answer of this will be tan of A plus B. So you're going to add, the blue, this is pi by 18, and then you're going to use the pink one, which is pi by 9. Now the both denominators are not the same, so it's better to have 18 as the denominator. So the only option is multiply and divide by 2 there, so that you get tan of pi by 18, and the other one also is 2 pi by 18. So then we add the numerator, which is 1 pi, and the other one is 2 pi, will be 3 pi by 18, and that will reduce to 3 goes divide 6. So tan of pi by 6, and what is tan of pi by 6 is tan 30, right? And tan 30, you have two options. Either you write 1 over root 3, or you can write root 3 over 3. So this is the better option because Cengage allows this, and also higher in calculus you will be using root 3 by 3. So this is the answer. Question number 2, problem number 3, practice problem. Prove this. Why is this? So this is like sine of x. We are going to use, let's use compound angle identities. So this is given to you. So this is of the form A and B. The formula is sine A cosine B. So sine of the first, cosine of the second, minus cosine of the first and sine of the second. So that means this is cosine of 90 degrees. This part is 0 because you can see unit circle. If this is 90, the first part, we know this is 0, 1. That means this is cosine and that is sine. So cosine 90 is 1. Minus and sine 90. So this is the 1. So here it is sine of 90 degrees is 1. So that's 1. So your final answer is anything times 0 is 0. The final answer is cosine of x, and you're done. So practice problem number 4. Find the exact value of, so you're given cosine, this whole expression is given. All you do is first figure out what is the sine inverse of pi root 3 by 2. So if I have sine inverse root 3 by 2 is pi by 6. Now what is the reason? Because sine of pi by 6 is root 3 by 2. So we can write this as cosine of so the answer of the first one is pi by 6. And the second one, now because there's a cotangent inverse, so it says cotangent inverse is root 3. Sorry, we do know this can be written as directly tan inverse of 1 upon root 3. And the reason is either you can remember is cotangent inverse of, let's see, if it is p is same as tan inverse of 1 over p. That's how it is. Or if you get confused with this, you don't have to do this. What I would do, let's write it again one more time, is cotangent of inverse and root 3. You don't know, right? Let's put it like p. So it means root 3 is cotangent of p, right? And then we can use reciprocal identity and say, hey, that's 10p. If I want to change this to 10p, because cotangent is, or you can write one more step to just to get a clear idea. This is 1 over 10 of p. See? And uh, you can use invert AND, or that means we can flip both of them. So it becomes 1 over root 3 is 10 of p. So that means 10 of what angle is 1 over root 3. And you can see this angle has to be pi by 6. So this answer is same as, of course, there's a lot of steps, but you can skip also and you can directly say it is pi by 6 there also. So both of them add up to 2 pi by 6. And then 2 divides 6, 3. So you get cosine of pi by 3 and cosine 60. Cosine of 60 is half and you're done. So that's all you're supposed to do. Is so you may get confused this part. So be careful. If this is cotangent, so you put it like p, and then you can write these steps, and then you try to write the one that you know already. Okay, I hope that helps. That was the fourth problem. So question number 5, practice problem, is find the exact values. And you are given these two parts, and this is given both the u and v. So the u angle and the v angle. It says this is in the u is in second quadrant. V also in the second quadrant. So I'll have to make two unit circle just to get an idea, whole picture. So this is how it's going to be. So because it is 5 by 3, sine u is 5 by 3. It means when you do the terminal side, second quadrant. So if this is a 1 and something like uh, uh, maybe this one. Maybe. So I'm making a u angle in such a way that it's opposite. The sine is opposite of a hypotenuse, right? So I'm trying to make a triangle right here, where this is like 5. Okay, that's 5, and this is like 13. See how beautiful this is. So this is the cosine, and that's the sine. Okay, so you're given sine of u is 5 by 13. You can see this is positive here, this is negative. So, and sine u is given. So we need to know what is v. We need to know what is cosine u here. So we'll do, how do we figure that out is, if this is 5 and 13, this is 5 and that is 13, this has to be 12. But because it is the negative, I put it like minus. So the cosine u becomes, so that's the angle u. So this becomes adjacent, minus 12 over 13. So done. So those two things are taken. The same thing you have to do other side. You are given v is 3 over, same thing, 3 over 5. Okay, so, but this is different. This was 30 and this is 5, something totally different. So maybe this way, 3 over 5. So I'm making this as v angle, and this is like, there's a negative here. Cosine is the adjacent of 5. So this is negative 3 and this is 5. And so this becomes the 4, because 3, 4, 5 makes a Pythagorean triplet. That's what I did on the first one also. 5, 12, and 13 always make a Pythagorean triplet. Or if you don't remember how did we get this 12 here, it's because you can find the one of the leg which is missing here. That leg is square root of 13 square hypotenuse square minus the square of the other leg. So 169 minus 25, and you work this out, you get 12 there. But because it's in the negative x-axis, you write minus 12. So it's like minus, so this is minus 12 over 13, and this is 5 over 13, yeah. And same thing here, you'll have to write down, for this, cosine is given. Cos the first one is minus 3 over 5. The second one, we need to know what is sine of b here. So the sine b is the opposite, which is 4. And we write 4 plus 4 because it's on the positive direction and divide by 5. And then you can use the formula. So they're asking what is then before finding the cotangent, we need to know first what is tan of u. Let's do tan of u plus v. And tan of u plus v is tan u plus tan v over 1 minus tan u tan v. But what we found are these two, right? So we can also find tan u here. So tan u for the first one is if you can see the triangle, you can decide it's the opposite over. So that opposite is 5, and the adjacent is minus 12. So 5 over minus. So this become minus 5 over 12. And this one here, the other one, tan of v is opposite is 4. And of course, when you divide by 3, you're going to get minus 3 here, but that minus 3 will make it minus 4 pi by 3. So these are the ones you're going to plug in the formula. So now I don't need this. So I need to use this tan of u plus. So tan of u plus v now is tan u. And tan u is right here, which is, so let me take off this. So this will be tan u. So tan u okay, let me write the steps. So all you do is just replace this tan u. This becomes the minus 5 by 12 plus tan v is minus 4 by 3, and then 1 minus tan u is minus 5 by 12, and v is and there you go. And then the rest you just work out this and you can get the answer. I hope that helps. In other words, you have to multiply here by 4. So multiply by 4 and divide by 4. So either you have the same denominator 12. Okay. So that will be minus 5. This will be minus 16. 16 plus 5 minus 21 by 12. And the bottom one is going to be this negative positive. So there's one minus sign stays. I don't have enough room. You can complete it yourself. Okay, this is practice problem number 6. So let's see. How do we find this? This is same as, if I write sine inverse of x is same as writing as arc sine x. In other words, it's like if we have a unit circle, it's the domain of sine inverse is this arc. This is the arc. Okay, so it's from negative. So this way negative pi by 2. So this is negative pi by 2, which is 90 degrees, and then all the way till, so starts here And so the domain of sine inverse of x is minus pi by 2 plus, so like this. This is the arc from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Now, this can be written as sine of sine inverse of x and plus, and then we can use AB form. This is like this is the A. This is the blue. This is the B. So we can use sine A. So that becomes the sine of and cosine of plus, because there's a plus cosine of first, cosine of the first, and then sine of the second. So the red is A. This is A sine inverse. So that's sine inverse of x. Again, I have to write it here. And the blue is the cosine. So this will be cosine inverse of x and cosine inverse of x. Now this sine and this sine inverse crosses out, so you get just an x. Same thing, cosine and cosine inverse is x. And now, how do we find this? So now, what is sine inverse of x is some angle theta. It means there's a triangle here with theta, and it means sine theta is x, which is x over 1. It means the opposite of a hypotenuse, so this becomes 1 minus x squared. And so this is the angle theta, but then there's a cosine. So cosine is adjacent. This is the adjacent over the hypotenuse. And the same thing is this angle cosine inverse of x is another triangle can make, and say that some angle alpha. You put this as some angle alpha, which is adjacent. So it's like cosine of x is cosine of alpha is x over 1. And so this is x and adjacent over 1, and the opposite becomes 1 minus x squared. So now if I want to find out so from here, okay, I think I can write it right here. So this will be sine of alpha, because we want, cosine here. So there is a cosine here. So this is cosine, right? So cosine of alpha, we want to know cosine of alpha is x. Sorry, it's here. So we want sine of the angle alpha here. This is like alpha, right? So cosine alpha is why did I take? Yeah, this is x over. So sine of alpha becomes opposite, which is root 1 minus x squared divided by 2. And this is what you replace here, this whole thing. So this becomes square root of 1 minus x squared over 2. So now I get x squared plus, this is 1, 1. So root 1 minus x squared, and then again root 1 minus x squared. So there are two roots, so you just write only once, and this crosses out, you get 1 as the answer. So quite a long procedure to show this. But question is there a shortcut? So using inverse trig identity, And what is that is always sine inverse of x plus cosine inverse of x is pi by 2. So then this is, this is sine of, so I'll write sine of, this is sine inverse of x plus cosine inverse of x. You can see this whole thing is pi by 2. And sine of pi by 2, which is sine of 90 degrees, is 1. If you draw a unit circle, this is 90. This is at 0 and 1, which is cosine and sine. So sine 90 is 1. So this is another shortcut to do that. Question number 7. Okay, question number 7 is, this is practice problem 7. Find sine to x. So the moment you have sine, you need to know the double angle formula is all you need to know is what is sine x and cosine x. Now the information provided is cosine of an angle and cosecant. Now what is cosecant basically means sine x also is negative. So less than 0 means the value of sine is negative and this cosine is positive. And you can see if you draw a unit circle, which quadrant is cosine positive. Now here both are positive, but where is sine x negative? And you can see this one. So the angle is in the terminal side of the angle is in the like this. So they gave us cosine x is 4 by 5. So I can draw right triangle here, see? So this is right triangle where cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. So that means adjacent is this. So there's a right triangle like this, where this is 5 and this is 4. So if that is 5 and this is 4, 5 and 4, this becomes 3. So this has to be 3. So very easy to find. So they did cosine to x. So we can find first step is knowing this cosine. First step is which quadrant is the step 1. Which quadrant the terminal side lies. So you want to know, and you can see because cosine is positive and sine is negative, it has to be fourth quadrant. And then step 2, you do a triangle, or instead of doing, you could have done a triangle right here, simple triangle, just to show cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. This is theta x, and then this becomes 3. So that way you know the answer. So because cosine is this is given, so sine x becomes, because cosine is plus 4 over 5, and sine x becomes minus 3 by 5. Correct? So this is the opposite of. So either you use the unit circle to figure out, or you can use it. And step 3 is just plug in. So sine to x is, here it is, I already wrote here. So this is 2 times, and sine x is minus 3 over 5. Cosine is right here, plus 4. You can see that 2 times 3 is 6. 24 minus 24 over 5. Next question, what is cosine to x? So cosine to x we can use, uh, best is use 2 cosine square x minus 1. Of course, there are 4 formulas, but you can use this one. Okay. So that becomes equals 2 times cosine x is here, so but you have to do multiply itself, so 16 over 25. And then you need to have the same denominator, so multiply 25. And tan 3x is sine 3x over cosine 3x. What is sine 3x? We got this. Cosine 3x we get. So keep change flip and do the rest. So practice problem number 7 is using half angle formula. So because it's a cosine, so cosine theta by 2, you can write plus minus square root of 1 plus. So this one we can use because they give you this. So we can write this equals plus minus square root of 1 plus. And when you do, this is theta over 2 and this is theta. It means from here you just double it, right? So that means this is cosine of double of the angle is. So you can do some scratch work. So 2 times 3 pi by 8. You can see this becomes 3 pi by 4. So this is 3 pi by 4. Now, which quadrant is this 3 pi by 8? What is 3 pi by 8? It's half of 3 pi by 4, right? Okay, now what is 3 pi by 4 is? It's 135 degrees. Means the angle 3 pi by 4 here, but we are making half. So half of 135 is 62.5, which is in the first quadrant. So the answer becomes positive here. So this is how you figure out what is the meaning of that. What does this mean? See? So this will be plus square root of 1 plus 3 pi by 4 is, so 3 pi by 4 is in the already shown here, second quadrant. Cosine is negative, so we put just a minus here. And cosine of 45 is root 2 over 2. So because there's a 2 in the denominator, you multiply and divide 2, so you get. And then you use keep change flip. And your final answer is root 2 minus root 2. And there are two 2's here, so it becomes 2. Get that? So this is how you're supposed to find out. The idea is if you check this, so the trick is from here, if you can write this 3 pi by 4, and also from here, this changes to minus, this plus changes to minus, because this 3 pi by 4 is in the second quadrant, so negative. And why this is plus is because 3 pi by 8 is half of 3 pi by 4. Or you can use in degrees also and check. So you can do changing to degrees, and here it goes to 16.25. Sorry, I made a mistake. This is 22.5. Okay. Hope that helps. Okay, here they're asking you practice problem 9. Uh, what is sine x by 2, cosine x by 2, and tan x by 2? So the formula for half angle, so we have to use half angle formula because they gave you this. So this can be changed to cosine. Cosine is reciprocal of that, so it becomes plus 3 over 4. Okay, so and the angle is x is given here as 270. So this basically means that x angle is in the fourth quadrant. So here the cosine is positive and sine is negative. So knowing this, we can make a triangle, the x here, and this is adjacent of hypotenuse 3, 4. So you use the Pythagorean formula, and you get 16 minus, I guess, this becomes square root of 7. So by knowing this, we can use the formula for this. And then you have to be very, very careful here because x by 2 will be different. So you'll have to divide. This will be divided by 2, 2, 2. So like all. So when you divide by 2, so this half of this is 135. So in other words, if you draw a unit circle, the x by 2 reaches in the between 135 to this. So the angle between here to here, this is the one which is negative and positive. So cosine is, so if the angle is x by, this becomes x by 2. So the one that we have here is, it is x, this is x. So x by 2 is lies between this one, 135 and 180. So there the sine is SIS. So if I want to find what is sine x by 2, and this is cosine, this is sine, sine is positive there. Because the formula is plus and minus. 1 minus cosine x divided by 2. So this will be square root of 1 minus cosine is 3, 4. So this is sine. Now the cosine is, here it is. So if I want to find cosine x by 2, now that will be negative because x by 2 is, this is, my cosine is negative. And the formula is 1 plus. And you do the same thing. A lot of work. This time it is plus. So everything changes to, when you get minus, this will be 4 if I multiply 4 and 4. So 4 plus 3 is 7, 7, 4 and 8. So square root of 7 over square root of 8. And then to find tan, this will be sine x. So this number goes here. This number goes right here. Okay, so that will be 1. And also could be written as, okay, hope this helps. So how do we do this? Is 9, I think it's practice problem 10. So you are given cosine inverse of, there's a cosine inverse 3/5. So this call it like a theta. So we'll call this as theta. So this whole thing is like sine of 2 theta. And the formula for sine theta is like this. In other words, this is theta. That means you draw a triangle. That means cosine theta is 3/5. So if this is theta angle, so adjacent over this is adjacent over hypotenuse. So this is 3/5. The other one is 4. So you know already the answers. So sine is opposite over hypotenuse of 4/5, and cosine is 3/5. So our goal is to find, this is 11, I think 11 or 10. So if this I want to know why is this equals to, so we can use, and in the numerator it is 1 minus cosine. The bottom is all 2 sine x cosine x using double angle formula. And the numerator you can write 1 minus cosine 2x. There are many of them. So I'm going to use 1 minus 2 sine square x. Because cosine 2x, one of the formulas, the other one is, so I need here thinking of this because when you open the parenthesis, this one and this one will go away, and this minus minus become plus. And there are 2 signs here, there is only 1 sign here. So one of the sign will actually go, which is 10x. And that's what we needed here, see? We're done.